guys. I'm here. Got it. Very good. And focus. Nice. I'm here to help you focus on your soul aesthetic. The goal of my ASMR videos is always to help you to rest, reset, and connect with me and with each other down below in the comments. Hi. But most importantly, with yourself. This community is a safe space for everyone, and I'm so glad you're here. Yay, you're here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for clicking on this video. I hope you'll hit subscribe and join us, Earthling. We come in peace. Speaking of peace, love, and the amazing people in this community, I just want to shout out everyone in the comments of my previous video. I have really felt strongly about that video and have felt like it needed its time to sit and make a statement on my channel, so I appreciate your patience. I appreciate your dialogue and discussion, your solidarity, your humanity, your compassion. You guys are all so beautiful. Some amazing ASMR artists that joined me in the comments are Lullaby Leah ASMR, Hushed Holly ASMR, Mindful Therapist ASMR, Half Past ASMR, Alyssa's ASMR, Noelle Loves ASMR just joined, I believe, about a week or so ago, the ASMR community, so welcome to Noelle, and of course, Angel on My Shoulder ASMR, my sweet friend Kim, who I have done a gift exchange with, and Holly. We've been Galentines and Secret Santas, respectively, so amazing women. I would highly recommend you go check out and support their channels. You can find them in the comments of that most recent video before this one. And again, I love you guys very much. Let's not panic. Let's not spin in circles. Let us come together in love and in action. Baby steps, right? Because of everything going on. But just know I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I love you. Besties, this video is going to be a combined haul and story time. This is the first video in the playlist. Well, I guess the first video will be the one where I announced that we bought a house on New Year's Eve. It'll be ready in 2 weeks, for a little over 14 days until, no wait, what's 4 minus 19? We have literally 15 days until our closing. I am so excited. I've been talking about the nerves and all of the thoughts and like not believing this is reality over on Patreon. I've talked briefly about us getting this rent increase notice, but this video is going to be like a drama story time along with must-have nostalgic 90s spring and summer items. I do think these items are fine for year-round, but I'm so excited to use them this spring and summer. It's like an assortment of American Eagle, Steve Madden, Steven from Walmart and Urban Outfitters. So without any further ado, we'll get into tapping on some perfect like 90s nostalgia fashion. I've got purses, a tote, a bucket hat, a page boy cap, and a cute leather purse, like a shoulder bag. So all accessories. And this video is going to be a story time about how you can't out bullshit a bullshitter, and you can't out lawyer a lawyer, and you certainly can't give me a rent increase notice the Friday before Christmas and think I'm not going to recognize that that's torment and torment you back. Yeah. Let's get into the full story time on what led us to buy this house, with text, with photos, with videos inserted. Let's get into it. Okay, so I will say the Steve Madden items you've seen before in a video. I just am so excited when I was putting together everything clothing wise for the move. I was like, you know what? Some of this I haven't shown on the channel and some of it I haven't, but I think together it is just the perfect 90s like little capsule collection haul. I don't know. And I did put on new nails, and they're celestial. It's sun and moon vibes, baby. And this one, they're like almost kissing. It's so precious. I can't. Can you? That's what I thought. So this is Steven's pre-bankruptcy attempt to cling on to life, and it's working for me. I'm giving it to him because I love these butterflies. So for me, in addition to the bag shape, which honestly is a little bit more like 2010s and into now trendy, what makes this like so honestly nostalgic for me is the butterflies and the chains. So this kind of mix, this like whimsigoth vibe, is exactly something that I would have gotten at Spencer's or maybe Hot Topic, but this is definitely what this reminds me of. It also like kind of reminds me, just I can't not think of Mariah Carey when I think of a butterfly in the 90s. But yeah, actually when I saw this bag, I was thinking, oh my gosh, it's giving so Spencer's from the 90s. So that's why I love this one. But let me take you back to the Friday before Christmas, which I believe was December 20th or 19th. I will go ahead and insert here the lovely text message that I got from Janet, who is the like administrative manager, front desk coordinator, not the landlord. The landlord is Doug, but Janet does his bidding and communicates on behalf of him most of the time. Coordinates is the devil. So, Bestie, I can't tell you how stressful this was. The Friday before Christmas was my first time being invited in 5 years to the office Christmas party, and I was so excited to go, so honored to go, and I also wanted to kind of like make a day out of it and take my coworker to like a nice lunch and get blowouts at Dry Bar and exchange Christmas gifts, and then, you know, go home, get ready for the office party and go. It was supposed to be my first day off effectively of the year. That wasn't like we take off for our wedding anniversary in October, and I typically take off for Thomas's birthday, which I did. His birthday actually fell on a Sunday, so I ended up taking off the I think, or did we just go to dinner on a Sunday? I did take off for election day for half of that day. But do you know what I mean? Like, it's almost more stressful when you have a half day, because at the time I didn't have PTO. So a lot of the times it's kind of like you're working your ass off extra hard to like not have to come back to a bunch of like work that you're effectively behind on because of the half day that you took. So this was kind of the first day of a 2-week sort of pause on the case/project I'm on. I don't want to get too much into work stuff, but this was my first of 10 days off, and I was just gonna go get a nice lunch at Restoration Hardware Rooftop and take my colleague to this and pay for it and pay for the blowouts and have this magical day. Well, Janet, the Christmas Grinch, said not so fast. So again, it's the Friday before Christmas. I never leave my house, right? I'm a little hobgoblin in here, just working from home. I do, if you're unfamiliar, I'm so glad you're here. And sorry to be repetitive to those who know, but I do about 50 to 60 hours a week at my job from home. I'm an attorney. So I really was feeling I'm a free bird, yeah, diddling, driving down the highway. Do you know what I mean? Just this is the day I've waited for all year, And so Janet wants to fight me, okay? And I will, bad baby. No, I'm kidding. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is I'm driving and barely able to read it, and I had to pull over into a random Barnes & Noble parking lot because I'm on this side of town that's so nice, right? I live in the university / northern outer Charlotte area. This is if you're at all familiar, I was in the South Park area. There's a lot of peeps, all of them rich, don't want to get into a fender bender, want to get in and get out. It's too populated over there, okay? But this is it's the mall with the Tiffany & Co., the mall with the Louis Vuitton store, all of that. So anyways, I finally read the text, and I could have started crying if I wasn't so just used to the way they treat us. They are really lazy. They don't fill any of our work orders. They haven't for years. And actually the guy Eric with a CH, by the way, okay, that's its own thing. He was fired for mismanagement and not doing his job during the pandemic. I think he was fired in 2023 or so. We got a text that he would be replaced and to resubmit any work orders that we had submitted under Eric. So we, due to their mismanagement, had to resubmit multiple work orders, and then still they sent somebody out and chose not to make the repairs requested. I'll go ahead and insert an example. It's going to be multiple clips from December through, I think 2 days ago is the most recent clip. But I'm going to show you all of the damage in one of our kitchen cabinets. You guys might remember there was a time on the channel where I filmed from a completely different angle in this room. I was sitting like facing the door that way. The reason for that is because, actually, I want to just flick this and make it a little thinner. The reason was because they were looking into whether or not they were going to make this repair, and they decided not to. And it's the bathroom right behind this wall. We were right about and thought at the time was leaking down into the kitchen cabinet. So we have not been able to use the entire kitchen cabinetry above our oven. So that's 4 cabinets because of water damage. It's honestly primarily in one of the cabinets, but they're just all connected and it's like bowed out from the wall, and just not something we want our food near. We don't want it near moldy wood, cork, whatever the material is, wet, and where it's bowed out. We obviously do mice control, humane, but I don't want my food near like a space that's the size that anything could get in or out of, you know what I mean? We've never seen that, but I just don't like that. Like, fix it. It's rotted wood, plywood, whatever, particle board. So that's why, because it was like so back and forth, and it was during the time that Eric was being replaced. We were trying to figure out, okay, is this happening or not? And it ended up not happening, and frankly, it like really depressed me because it just felt so invalidating and frustrating, and like all of this back and forth for nothing to even get done. So I just kept filming facing that way for months afterwards because, you know, I felt like it could change at any time. But this bag is also a Steve Madden. These are each 20 and 22 bucks. And what makes this so cute and 90s to me is the see-through. And I also love this for today's time because so many concert venues, which I think is wonderful for safety, require clear plastic bags, and this is like a way to have a cute one with like a cute little like lid or top. And then these I wanted to show you are like little crystal balls, like little they're almost like studs, but they're definitely like jeweled leather balls or pleather. Anyways, I think these both give such like a different but same cute 90s vibe. I love this color. If you can, I'll show you my room sometime and you'll understand. Anyways, bestie, it was just so frustrating because of our living situation, not getting our work orders filled ever, knowing we have like valid cause for them to be filled, meanwhile living in conditions like this. Now that this cabinet is gonna get its little inspection tomorrow, I did want to show you like the setup. These are just supplies because we're cleaning, but we literally have to keep our pantry items. We have to keep our pantry items here on the counter. Like we use this cabinet, but you can tell like this has water damage, and if you step back, you can kind of see it's uneven. So we use these two for like cans and cooking sprays. Check this out. And then we do keep the dog treats up here because nobody can reach them. But we're actually technically not even supposed to use that cabinet. Okay, look at this. You can tell it's a little bit bowed. You can definitely tell, yeah, you can definitely tell there's water damage. Like, look at all of that. Disgusting. Tons of water damage. Oh, but wait. Oh, but just wait. Wait until I show you this. This is crazy to me because this is clearly just a glued piece of wood that replaced this, which is just plywood or particle board or whatever that's called. But oh my god, is my flash on? No. Let me take another clip with flash and show you this cupboard. It's crazy. Okay. So now you can really see how old and disgusting this is. And mind you, we don't keep shit in there. So let me focus that. What the fuck is dripping down the walls, guys? Is it a ghost? Like, or is it, do we think water damage? Maybe that should have been repaired. Oh, just wait. Is that mold? I don't know, but I breathe it every day. Let me see if I can. Oh my god. Let's get it in and turn her. Oh my god, okay, let me show you this here. So, look at how bad that is bowed, if you can tell, like how straight this one is, and this is bowed all the way down. It is so nasty and so bad, really thumbtacked in. And then this is like all fucking decayed, like particles. And then it's decayed from here. Disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. This is open. Oh my god, like what if a finger grabs me? Let me see if I can back up. This is literally open. Ew, it's wet, it's wet, it's wet. It's damp. Get the fuck out of here. And then, oh my god, it's so gross. It's so gross. We live with this for years. They denied our work order for this. They said it's not actually a leak, that maybe it was at one point, but it's not leaking now. So don't worry about it. But like, what do you mean don't worry about it? Look how disgusting beast. Okay, guys, I am out in our not much longer backyard. That's not going to be our backyard much longer. I'll show you a couple of the frustrations that we've had. Things like this deck being old. Hang on, let me zoom out. So for like an 80s build, this house was built in 87. I feel like this is not a big deal. Like, you're gonna have to repaint and refinish decks. I do think overall this one is like rotted and should be replaced. And like our main concern here is all these old outdated wires. These wires like hang where you go down the steps. And oh, okay, all right, hang on. How just like jumbled, old and outdated they are. Like that's literally an older part of the dryer vent here is the actual vent. This piece is just hanging off, and we're not allowed to remove that or throw it away. This is really the concern, because our elderly dogs, they're 13 and 14. They have to go up and down this every day, and so every day they move it when they go up and down into the yard to go potty, and we just have to like constantly fix it. I worry about it like if my mom visits, because she's in her 70s. So it's just, I mean, let's face it, that's not even a step. Okay. But what I want to show you is, let me see if I can zoom this out. Look how tall these trees are, okay? I don't know if you can see it perfectly because of the angle, but they're taller than that chimney, you guys. They are much taller than our neighbor's chimney, and they completely block all light these days when I'm gardening. There's the garden over there, the good old sunflower patch that you've seen so much of. These trees will start filling out, and there's no construction back there anymore where the new homes are. So this is like, it just is what it is. Like, it was miserable for filming ASMR, but developments are gonna happen, you know. The day-to-day issue is like how far these branches have grown through the fence. This fence right here is the neighbors. So that house right there. Sorry about the wind. I hope it's okay. The problem is the neighbors own all of these trees, and they also own the fence. So the owners that we rent from really can't do, allegedly, anything about it. They say they can't. They can. It just takes like communication or like paying for it yourself. But we're bearing like the risk of all of these giant trees and their fence. This is the fence that is the big problem to me. We put in a work order not only about the trees, like that is so fun. And when we moved in, these were like being trimmed constantly. So they're only going to get bigger and bigger. But look how much that goes out. Like if I back up against the fence line here, it's insane. Can't even see the driveway still. It takes about 10 feet to see the driveway. Okay, this fence is a huge issue. It's rotting, it's leaning, and here you can really get a clear picture. It is just falling apart. I am so sorry about that rattling ass 1,000-year-old thing, but the siding, you guys, is just like rotting off. Like it's actually just like painted and holding on from the paint. There's more of the wires that I hate. They go up the side of the house and into this room, and they're literal. This here is a literal telephone wire, like a fucking house phone from my childhood. It's a beautiful time, but you don't need that big wire up there to hook up a telephone. And then there's this, ugh. And no matter how many times we try to slide it up, it just falls back down. So, delicious. It's my sexy fancy house, guys. So you get the idea between the cabinet with the water damage and the fence line, the rotting like wooden plank on the back of the house or vinyl siding. It's just unacceptable. things that should have been fixed. Okay, this bucket hat though is American Eagle Outfitters. I loved American Eagle growing up. It was like my place to shop. I also loved, of course, like Wet Seal, all of them. But I have a lot of fond memories with American Eagle, and I still remember when our mall in Johnson City, Tennessee got the Aerie store, and I was like, I don't understand. It's American Eagle panties. A moment in time. And then I went on to like do a paid collaboration with Aerie in the height of my Instagram days. Oh my god. It's truly one of my favorite things. Okay. So this little bucket hat, the color of the denim is perfect, and also the color of all of the embroidery. I love these like stars and flowers because they remind me of Lizzie McGuire. So I love those so much. Like even the colors, the purple and green reminds me of Lizzie. And I love all of the like positive energy. Have a good day. Happy thoughts. Does it say anything else? No. But what else do you need to say? I don't know how this will fit over the wig. It's giving. So 90s. Okay, so get that text and I'm devastated. Thomas and I, basically we're like, I don't know about that, but it almost felt like we didn't really have a ton of time to talk about it because of the work lunch and the work holiday dinner party that we had to go to. So unfortunately we kind of spent the weekend before Christmas and the week of Christmas like looking at houses, both physically and on Zillow, and kind of like talking about a game plan. We did decide together as a couple to respond that, and we waited to respond until that Monday, right? Because she texted us that like middle of the day towards the end of the day on a Friday before Christmas. So we decided we would respond that Monday and basically say that thanks for the text, we'll respond in more detail after the holidays. The kicker really for me is her reasoning in the text is that the owners need to make sure that the rent is more comparable with local, like neighborhood market value. And it's like, this house was built in 1987, Janet. You bitch. The neighborhood behind us, the Lenore neighborhood, full of new build homes, that doesn't need to like increase the rent of this rotting shambles of a home. Like, just because they were both built by maybe Lenore in 87 and 2024, they're not the same. They're not the same, Janet. So, eat me. We've always said that since about 2 to 3 years ago, when stuff really started going down with the like work orders and the confusion, not hearing back from Eric, and then finding out Eric had been replaced, and then having to like resubmit all of those work orders, we kind of decided between ourselves, if they try to raise our rent, we're done so, because where, why, how, why would you think that's a valid thing to do to us after this many years of the bullshit? So it was already kind of, which you obviously like want to revisit that conversation as a team, you know. You can't just be like, oh hey, since we talked about that, I bought this house, by the way, you know. So it did happen, what we were always worried that they would do to us. And we decided, okay, the first step towards the goal of not paying this rent increase and getting out of this house is going to be to start looking. And we were both honestly down to do that because we haven't looked in several years. I had no idea what the market was going to be like. I think the last time we looked was during the pandemic, and have kind of felt like we missed our shot ever since then. But I promise you, don't ever feel that way, because we didn't miss out on anything, and the home that we have now is everything we've both wanted for our first home. So don't let like what's going on around you and what everybody else is doing ever make you feel like you're off your own life track, because that's their life track, okay? I'm 35, my husband's 35, we're millennials, and there have been multiple times that I've cried till I'm dry because I truly feel that I will never own a home. Like, I never thought this day would come, ever. No matter how hard we worked or what we did. So, it's okay to feel that way, but try not to, like, I know it's so hard in the moment, and I should be talking to my own self, you know, not you, but just know, if you feel like you'll never own a home, you're not alone. If it takes till you're 35, it takes till you're 35, okay? Pay down your debt and really focus on what's important to you, like in terms of saving. And it's totally accomplishable, even in the economies that we've been in. Like, in 2008, I was 18. And now in 2025, I'm 35. I've seen horrible economies, and I do actually fear I'm about to see one again. But just my little acknowledgement that it's rough out there for my generation and younger generations than mine, and hopefully like offer you a little don't compare reminder and like moment of hope. Okay, this tote is also from American Eagle. What makes this so 90s is like how used and worn in and plain it is. Okay, frankly, flip it around and wear it like this, and that's even more 90s. I saw a girl walking across the crosswalk at the red light for the college that I live near, and she had just a plain khaki canvas tote like this, and she looked so cool, girl. She looked so girl next door, main character of the 90s movie, truly, because it was just plain and had actual books in it and not trying to like be anything, you know, just her. And it just, she killed her outfit. So you could even wear it like this, is really what makes it 90s to me. But also the little smileys and the whole vibe is so perfect. These are obviously two major designs from the 90s that were heavily used. I really like that this kind of, I don't know, like something about it looks like it was made from a pair of jeans too, which I just love. It feels really good. Like really good quality denim. Really good quality denim. And so, besties, the search began that very next morning. and I'll make a full video on this so I can insert pictures of the houses that we looked at, but we did look on Open Door and did those sort of like self-tours where you show up and put in the code on the Open Door app, and then the lockbox like unlocks and you can go inside. Those were actual disasters and really discouraging. And we just spent the week of Christmas continuing to look online and preparing for Thomas's dad's visit. Thomas's dad typically comes to stay with us in between Christmas and New Year's Eve. And so that's what we were dealing with. I mean, like, we're also having to, and this, I love his dad so much. We talked on the phone for 2 hours the other night. But so it's more about like the stress on us of wanting to host someone. And again, Tom's dad is very loving, very low maintenance. He's not like, okay, take me to breakfast, lunch, and dinner and a tour of this and that in the town. It's more that like we want to spend that time with him, relaxing and not having to read different listings and contract options and things like that. Like we wanted that time that we had planned, that I had planned for my team to be off for a couple of weeks together, so we could all have that quiet time. But it was just stress. And of course there was fun stuff we did too, but we looked at houses the weekend after we got that text, so the weekend before Christmas, and then the weekend right before New Year's Eve after Christmas. And it was very nice because Tom's dad was in town with us, so he was able to go look at the houses with us. I am not even exaggerating when I say I think we looked at 4 houses total. 4 to 6 houses total. Well, actually, yeah, 5 or 6 houses. And I actually, like, I fell so deeply in love with one of them, and the family living in it was so beautiful. And and they had like Naruto posters in the kids' room, and I just felt like, this is it. This has to be it. And then they ended up selling it to Open Door. Like, we wanted to go back and do a second tour through Open Door, ended up selling it to Open Door. So Open Door, unfortunately, is not just like a listing and touring facilitator. It's actually buying and selling homes and doing like landlord specials on them. So you have to watch out for that. But it was that second weekend, like the weekend after Janet's text, so 7-8 days later, that we toured 2 homes with a realtor named Taj Robinson, who is now our realtor. She's amazing, you guys. I'm so excited to work with her. It's truly my honor. And it's so funny because we were very skeptical. Thomas was like, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if we're going to want to buy or sell. We don't even know who we want our realtor to be. It just so happened that she was the facilitator for these 2 houses. So we signed a like 1-day contract with her to see those 2 houses. And while we were there, she asked us if we were at all interested in a new build home. And we said, no. Like, I know my face was like, not really, to be honest with you. And she was like, okay, tell me about that. She's very good at listening and wants to know exactly like your needs and where you're coming from. She's just so knowledgeable. These last 2 items are from UO, by the way, Urban Outfitters, and this is just so Brittany to me. Like, there's no other way to put it. sleeping. Oh my gosh. Right behind me is little Beastie Boy. Did you hear his little yawn? Yeah? And your baby kitty. Okay, so we said no, we're really not interested in a new build because we just had a Lennar Homes community come up behind us for the last 2 years, and they're just not great quality whatsoever. They were literally building the foundations in the rain. The cement was wet, the concrete. And she was like, okay. I was like, just poor quality, trying to get them up fast and not professionally is really my concern. It also, the stripes low-key remind me of this massive, I don't know if I'd call it a sheet, a flag, or what, but my elementary school classmates, we would do mouser-size and lift it up and pull it down, lift it up, pull it down. It is such a niche memory, but it was red and green and yellow. Striped. Does that ring a bell for anybody? Oh, I thank you so much. Just to come see us. Oh my gosh. Will you tell us a little bit about it? I love you. You kind of stinky. Okay, we should be Okay, you guys, so to wrap this up so I can actually show you the houses we looked at in the next video. Tosh knew better. She knew the answer, and she knew that she was right. She was like, look, no pressure, but there is a new build neighborhood right down the street by Pulte, and do you guys have time to check it out? We said sure, why not? But we were pretty sure we were going to make an offer on one of the two that we looked at that day with her later that day. Okay, this is how much we were ready for our first home and not willing to take any of Doug and Janet's rent increase bullshit in line with market value. Okay, we'll just go pay a mortgage, because what market value? So she took us to this new build neighborhood by Pulte, and we were just blown away. We were blown away by the model. Obviously, I know the model is gonna be down to every detail perfect. You don't have to tell me a bunch of negative stuff, okay? I get it that the model isn't an indicator, but look at this glitter heart zipper. Are you kidding me? This is so cute. I think this is almost more Prada Bella Hadid 2010s to 2020s than 90s, but I had to have it. I'm obsessed. The heart gem is very 90s though, but this one is truly a shoulder bag. So we started out in the main office looking at like the computer, you know, like touch screen, giant screen, fancy McGee thing. She's, you know, tapping it. You know, the vibes were there, but we're like, okay, I mean, it's a computer screen, like we can't actually see anything. Well, then we walked through the model home and we were dying. We were like blown away compared to the two 96 builds that we had looked at that we were gonna pick between. Just no words for how exciting the model home was, because it's features that we've like dreamed about, and there's obviously a price difference, but it wasn't significant enough that we were like, well, we've just got to go with the 90s builds. This like was becoming a real option as we were walking through. So then it becomes a matter of the timing, right? Like we didn't know if we were planning to push back on the rent increase on the 30th or 31st. So like right before New Year's Eve, right before the first of the next month. And had already told her, you know, like we'll be thinking about this over the holiday. But we just didn't know, like, is the timing going to line up with what we need? Because, for example, the 96 builds, we could move in, you know, as soon as we can get a lender and homeowners insurance. Like, I'm sure they're ready to go. So, as we're, you know, moving over from the model walkthrough to the available frames, she was showing us there were like a couple of lots that already had the foundation and frames available. And sorry, I love when your guys' comments pop up. It's so sweet to read. There were two available, a smaller, like the tier right below what the model was, and the model. Okay, so we go to the smaller one first. It's slightly more ready in the sense that it was like the frame and the insulation. It was so cool. I mean, obviously you're like walking through dirt and wood and mud, essentially trying to like envision it. The location of that lot was not our favorite, and it just wasn't feeling like it felt when we walked through the model. And so at that point I'm starting to think like none of this is real. We're probably just gonna have to go with an old one and keep it longer than we want and fix it up and sink all our money into it and yada yada. We get over to the only other one that they had available that day, and it was lot 39. Lot 39, baby. And it was just the frame, and it was the exact same model as the model. Like, they call it the Hamilton, so it was that. And the craziest thing is that it had just started going up a week or two before and was set to be ready mid-March. So we were thinking that actually gives us time to acquire everything we need, like closing attorney, homeowners insurance, everything needed to close, while working 50 to 60 hour weeks, while waiting to see what our landlord comes up with. If we have to pay the increased rent, we have to pay it, but we'll only be paying it for 2 months. Well, long story short, Janet ended up texting us in early February to let us know that the owners agreed after Doug came, essentially, and Thomas walked him through and showed him, you know, the water damage, the rotted fence, the rotted vinyl siding, like all of the rot. I feel like I'm playing Diablo. Truly, you know, had no other option than to get some of this stuff done because it is going to cause long-term damage. Did have people come and confirm that, yeah, that is actually a leak and the cabinet is experiencing a slow drip that is causing a wetness and water damage over time. So long story short, everything worked out. We signed the contract for Lot 39 on December 31st, on New Year's Eve. And we don't have to pay the increased rent until the repairs are done. We've turned in our notice. We're getting out of here. But that's the story of how we got an increased rent notification threat the Friday before Christmas 2024, and decided we're not the ones. Came together as a team and bought a house from December 20th to December 31st, so within less than 2 weeks, signed a contract. And in less than 2 weeks from now, we'll be moving into that house. We'll be closing on that house. It's crazy, bestie. I am so grateful. So grateful. So, lots more story times to come. And one of my upcoming videos is going to be me doing ASMR in the house, tapping on the house, tapping on the walls. So pretty. It's like subway tile, but bigger. You'll get to see it progress from week to week because I've been taking videos. So thank you so much for experiencing